Welcome to Week 10 in review, BONESTORM, people.
Recording?
Yeah, it's recording. You can't see it.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to have to do this just to see the bottom part of it to get my other thing going. Welcome, folks. So this is Week 10. We're ready to review. Let me share out my screen, Mr. Heath, and then we can get going.
Okay.
Application, yeah, let's do that.
I must apologize to Matthew and the audience for my delinquency. That's
jerky.
The reason why you don't have this on a Thursday instead of a Friday. So I apologize, but as a fun little thing, maybe we can cover some results last night. We'll see.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about that. We can pull them up maybe in live time and talk about the number ones. All right, we're going to move on because nobody cares about this anymore. Let's get to Camp Krusty versus Uncle Todd, the beatdown.
Oh, God. I did not come to play here, so I do apologize for this as well. This is terrible. Okay, Todd, well done. I almost predicted this win, but I went a different route with that. Todd takes me down 142, not too bad, to 103. Lots of red boxes on my side that you circled. My running backs did not come to play for a total of 7.3. Good gosh almighty. And then 0 from KJ Osborne, which was kind of a rip. I was paying attention.
No, it's not.
Sort of. So I noticed he was out, and I went to go switch him out.
I noticed he was out. You should be looking at your roster throughout the week to see how your players are doing health-wise.
I'm working on it.
Go ahead.
And I had a player that I was going to take, and then his game had already started, so I couldn't drop him. It was a big mess. Not that it would have mattered, but
probably not.
Yeah, but on Todd's side, Kenneth Walker with 21.7. Chris Olave, again, I said it last week, guy from your history.
Yeah.
To do well, 21.4. And then we've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Wow.
The 32. Sun God, 32. Yikes.
Good grief. Looking at our benches, nothing big there. I saw Kyler Murray finally found his way back into the football field. So.
Yeah, nicely done. I was going to say, this was, thankfully you recovered some points as the weekend progressed, but I know going into Sunday night, you were at like 80-something points. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, are you even going to break 90? But you did. You got over the 100 threshold. That was good. Poor Todd, again, Will Levis, he tried 2 weeks in a row, 2 whiffs, 4.96. That was pretty bad. Keaton Mitchell, though, look, projected 2.6, gets 13.6. That guy is definitely going to be a featured back in Baltimore, as we saw last night. He had a bunch of yards last night, too. And then the rest of it, you kind of already covered. You kind of talked about your running back. So, I think that was well covered. So, that was just a tough one for you because you had some guys that didn't play and you missed on the KJ Osborne thing. But
and it's kind of karma getting me back from bragging all last week.
You think a little bit.
I responded already on the group chat. Let's go to I hate the effing Eagles, who falls to new shit has come to light. Joe's team going off as of late.
Yes.
He, at the right time, as they might say, look at that, 172 outperforms his projections by like 40, good grief.
Yeah. And
that was plenty to take down 132.18. Looking at Greg's team, good day from Montgomery with 21.5. Devontae Adams does what he's supposed to. Deontay Johnson.
Whoops.
Deontay Johnson falls to 2.7. That's not great, but Hawkinson.
Look at Hawkinson.
That pretty much triples almost his projection.
He had a day.
That's got to be like 2 or 3 touchdowns, right?
At least, yeah. I think it might have been 3 touchdowns. I'm sure Jason and Todd will correct us, but yes.
That's right, and not a ton on the Foreman. Deonta Foreman goes for 17.2, but like my game, it wouldn't have mattered when you got Dak Prescott. Holy cow, 47.86. It's like I can remember a couple weeks ago they were calling for his head.
Yep.
Now,
couple of weeks, and all of a sudden it's all changed.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Everybody loves you when you're winning. Devin Singletary for 25.1. Tank Dell, gotta love that name.
Your man Tank.
2.62. Got a 0 from Jahan Dotson.
Yes. Yeah, he had scored a touchdown last week and had this crazy score, and so I'm sure that's why he got slid in there. But against Seattle, came up with the goose egg, and he actually played. It wasn't like he didn't play; he just didn't get any.
All right. And then the Cowboys again, man. That's I know they're not number 1. I guess we'll see, but they've got to be up there.
I think they still might be number 1 based on their other big sources. It'd be like you said, it's going to be them or San Francisco or somebody. So
right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
to me.
All right, let's
All
move
right.
on to the next one. We got, hey,
Very
it's
nice.
me
Well
versus
done.
Sanchez. Dirty
Oh.
Sanchez.
Oh, look at this.
Woo!
Matthew squeaks one out.
Squeak!
118 to 112. Takes down another grudge match. Takes down Kevin Clemens.
Not really. I love Clemens.
118 to 112. Lamar Jackson
Ugh.
last week. I don't know what he did last night.
He
but
did
not
good
great
last night,
week.
but damn, I can't take the roller coaster. Go on.
Hot and cold.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara playing still well, 18.5.
Very good, Alvin.
Even though he's a little long in the tooth. And I didn't know you had Zeke.
I picked
Zeke
him up last
in the
minute and
lineup.
shoved him in.
Oh, okay.
I trusted
Nice.
him more than Elijah Mitchell or anybody else. I was desperate for running backs, and I took a chance there.
And then Calvin Ridley,
Ugh.
you started him, I think, just to throw it in his face because he was part of the trade offer that got rejected.
He's been
earlier
starter
this
in
year.
my lineup every week, you jerk face. That was Kincaid
No,
that
but I
wasn't
like
the starter.
fact that you got him in
Kincaid.
there. He underperformed for you. He only got 4.0.
Yes.
Although Tyler Lockett made
Thank
it up for
God
him,
for Tyler Lockett.
22. And then the Colts almost 20.
Yeah, big one.
And then, you could have highlighted Garrett Wilson. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's true.
14 points.
Yeah, he did good.
But it was enough. 118 is all you only needed. 113.
Yep.
Because although Brock Purdy and Austin Eckler combined
Big.
for over 52, the rest of the team doesn't really come. Rashawn
No.
White did okay, 7.8, but single-digit scores from
Too many.
Watson, Thomas,
Yeah.
Hill, Pickens.
And remember, it was Taysom Hill that had like 30-something points the week before. So again, he's a roller coaster too. You take him knowing that's baked into the your calculation is he's going to have great weeks and he's going to have some very slow weeks. This was a slow week, unfortunately, for Clemens. But you'll notice my empty spot for the tight end. That's because once Matty was ahead and all I had left was my tight end, all he could do was hurt me. So I took him out of the lineup and went with empty.
Smart man.
Exactly.
Smart man.
Don't
I like
risk
it.
that. I didn't want a Monday night miracle for Kevin having minus points, but I would have been fine. He got to me 16.1, so I was totally fine. But just to be sure, I wanted to take him out. Let's move on to Wing Leader 13 versus Log Jammin'.
Okay, Wing Leader 13. Oh my gosh.
Talk about close.
This was a close one, 1.5 points.
Woo.
Wing Leader back gets another one in the win column this week, thanks to Justin Herbert, who's good for 37.
Almost 40.
And Keenan Allen,
Oh.
42.5.
Old man Allen.
I know she was nervous at the beginning of Sunday, but no need. On the flip side, Russell Wilson, 22.7. We got Christian McCaffrey. These guys basically performed what they were supposed to. It just he went up against a tougher team, so he gets a good score, 149, outperforms his projections. Just not nearly as outperforming as Wing Leader, who squeaked him out. Like I said, 1.5. Going down, I think this is why you have it below Jalen Warren, who brought home 21. That could have been the difference, but when are you going to start him over, Ayuk? He's a stud. Maybe you start him in front of Jackson Smith. I'm not going to go there on the rest. And you're not going to sit Jamar Chase. So,
I would say the only possible slot might have been James Cook, but it's hard because Buffalo's such a good team. Why did you not start him? So I understand the internal tug of war, but we'll wait to see what he's doing this week. We'll get to that later. That's a tease, gentlemen and ladies.
Or Jackson Smith, like I said.
Yeah. Let's move on to your wifey versus your sister.
Okay, Malibu Stacy's doubles up on Terry. Oh my gosh. I thought this was going to be a really tough game for her.
Me too.
Considering how good Terry's playing. But this is a tale of two different stories. One team way overperforming by 50-something points, 53 points over her projections at 176, and Terry's team underperforming by a ton, even more. Look at that, 156 was the projection, just did not come to play. 6.4 from ETN. Aaron Jones good for 9.4. Stephon Diggs only 6.4. Komet and McLaurin and the Saints all come in at single digits. Total for 88.6. You're going to have an off day. That's okay. On the flip side, you had Malibu, Geno Smith, 30 points. Bijan back to scoring. Jahmyr Gibbs, 26. Kittle, who she loves still, 24.6. Javonte Williams, if I got that right, 21. great scores. Even the defense you could have highlighted as projected to get 8 gets almost 20.
Sure.
That's amazing. Looking at these benches, Terry did have Antonio Gibson with a good day. But shoot, she needed a lot more than that.
Yeah,
so,
even with Tyler Boyd and him.
Tyler Boyd, too, for 21.
Yeah.
She's got a strong team. They just didn't show up this week.
Yeah, it was just like you said, some weeks are just going to go that way, and this was one of those for Terry and a great week for Malibu, your wife. And what was really interesting was that, at least for me, was the Buffalo-Denver game because, I know Denver hasn't been that great. Certainly the first couple of weeks they were just piles of dung, but they've rebounded, and they ended up winning that game in a freak occurrence. I don't know, did you watch it? Let me guess. It's probably going to be no?
No.
Shocker. Anyway, here's how the game...
The red zone. Sorry, go ahead.
This wasn't the red zone. This was a Sunday night game, asshole. Sunday night game.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't.
Regular channels. Anyway. Okay. All right. So what happened was Buffalo drives, gets the touchdown. They're ahead by a couple of points, right? You think this is it. Only a couple minutes left. But here comes Russell, the love muscle. He drives down the field.
Oh, I did see this game.
So gets him into field goal range, misses the first field goal, and then the Buffalo Bills defense has 12 men on the field. Fontina, down, get away. I could not believe that. And then they get another kick and they win. I'm like, that is the dagger in the gut for those Bills fans. But Bills falling apart while the Denver Broncos, again, Javonte Williams, right on her team, did awesome. So that was a huge day for her. So, and again, it impacted Terry's team directly because Josh Allen had a down day and so did Stephon Diggs. They limited those guys. So maybe that Denver defense is actually something to look forward to now. And hopefully that'll at least make for more exciting games going forward. Let's move on to Dallas Hurts and Nick's Pickles.
Okay. As much as I bragged about my wife's team, which she did do great, even bigger scores here. Dallas Hurts, who I'm going up against this week, and I am frightened, gets nearly 200 points thanks to a good 50 from Joe Burrow, combination of Joe Burrow and McBride. And then you get another 42 from CeeDee Lamb. You're almost at 100 right there. Just need a little bit of help. I don't know why you didn't highlight Brian Robinson Jr.
I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. 31. Great game.
Holy heck. Well done.
Can't shoot him and hold him down.
On the bench. And I feel bad for Nick's picks. Nick comes in with a decent score, 155. Outperforms his projections by like 30. Still, though, and not enough. Jared Goff had a decent day, 27. Mike Evans, 28. That's good. Lots of contribution here from Elijah Moore and Latavius Murray team up for almost 30 together. And then the Niners D. Oh, I saw that game.
Big one.
That was nuts.
That was brutal.
27.04. 155 is a great score, but not enough. He, too, perfect on the starting. I shouldn't say that this week because everybody on the bench with a bunch of zeros.
Absolutely crazy.
But fell short.
Yeah, good try, but fell short. Okay, we moving on. Hey, that was quick. We made quick work of that. Now we're on to the standings. So if you'll take it from here.
I will. Okay, let's look at this Brockway. Even though I fell this week, I still remain in first place with 6-4. And look at this. Like I mentioned, lots of division games this week. I played Dallas Hurts, playoff,
implications, yes.
Implications, on the line. Good grief. She is in second at 5-5, and Uncle Todd bringing up the rear at 3-7. Still not out of it. Going over to Ogdenville. Looky.
Boom.
Look who we got here. 6-4. Matthew, very nice.
Slid right into that one.
In first with 6-4. Second place, Ty. Nick's picks at 5-5, and Log Jammin'. Both at 5-5. Anybody's division over there in Ogdenville still. Super competitive league this year, by the way. All right, North Haverbrook. Gentlemen Four Quarterlies, despite the loss, still in first place at 6-4. I Hate the Effing Eagles, alone in second at 5-5. And new stuff has come to light, 4-6. Knocking on the door. Joseph, like I said, coming on late, peaking at the right time. Nicely done, Joe. Way to rally. And then finally, we have Springfield, wing leader 13, wins again this week, puts another one. Nice phone in the camera. I love it. Are you filming it?
They can't see it because the way I'm recording it on the Chromebook, all they see is the slide deck. You can see me.
Oh,
FYI, just to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
And then we've got wing leaders 13, like I said, way out in front at 7-3, and then a dogfight between Kevin Clemens and Don, both at 4-6. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I believe nobody is out of it yet.
No, you're right. You're right. We still have a couple of weeks, and again, the biggest gap is Uncle Todd and Dallas Hurts, but that's only 2 games.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this
games,
is
so
this is
cool.
truly a parity league, if there ever was one, with the leader up there. Yeah, she's 3 games above those, so I wouldn't call her locked in yet, but getting close to being locked in for the playoffs. But those other two, they're fighting it out to see who's going to be number 2 in that division. So it's crazy this year.
Yeah, wild. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Super competitive. I love it.
Yep. Moving on to here's what you asked for last week. Let's take a look.
Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a reminder to folks who don't remember this is I think only our first time.
This year.
This one this year. But you might remember from
Although,
last year.
you know what? I take it back. This might be our second time. We might have done this in the first week or two. I think week 1 we might have just to set the expectations to say, here's where we are.
Yeah.
I should have done it halfway through, but we're beyond halfway, so take it for what it's worth here.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a look here. So as a reminder, the hollow bubbles are how we did, or how they thought we did on draft day.
Correct.
And the solid bubbles are where they feel like you are now.
Correct.
So Kid Krusty, they thought I did fantastic on draft day. The Heath family came to represent on draft day, but we have fallen. I fell 3 spots to 4. Still not too bad. I'll take it. Poor Dawn, they think she went from 2 to 9. They are not liking her trend. That's the biggest drop. Sorry, babe. In third, we got I Hate the Effing Eagles, who were third place on draft day. They slipped to 7. Not too bad. Still right in the middle there. Gentlemen, 4 quarterlies. Terry, obviously, they like your scoring this season. You've gone from 4 to 2nd. We've got a drop here on Nick's picks by 3 spots. Nick, they liked you slightly better on draft day, but you're not too far back, 8. Dallas Hurts.
The steady Eddie.
Performing as predicted, apparently. Started at 6, still find yourself at 6. Uncle Todd, they thought you were middle of the road on draft day, but they think you're in last place, but I don't believe it. All right, we got Mark Sanchez, who was an 8 down to 11. New shit has come to light, fell a spot. And then we've got the overachievers down here on the bottom. Log jamming. They thought you were just near the bottom. Now they're moving in closer to the top. Good climb of 5 spots to 5th. Larry Sellers, proving them all wrong. Coming in, they hated you on draft day.
See.
And now you are almost the belle of the ball.
You see what you get when you mess with the, what was it?
The Chiefs. Or that's what you get when you mess with the orphans.
The orphans, exactly. You see what you get when you mess with the orphans.
Yeah.
That's me.
And then finally, this
biggest
shows what ESPN
knows, which is jack and shit.
Nothing. They hated Sam's team on draft day. Put her in last place. Now, first place. You cannot improve any more than 12 spots. Well done, Sam. Good job.
That's the clapping. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and here we go with some of the fun stuff. You ready?
Oh, take this one. Do it. Yeah.
All right, so high score, as you already pointed out.
I have to say something.
Sure.
You can clearly tell when we're filming in the daytime at your house because your audio is so loud compared to normally.
Hold on a second. Isn't this the first? No, you're right, because the last time was with this new laptop, so it's the same. You're right. I was outside. I was trying to be not quite as yelly. You're right. Absolutely right. All right, can I continue, please? Okay. So, Dallas Hurts, as you spoke of, 197 points. I'm guessing they're rounding up. I think it was 196. Bottom of the pile, gentlemen, 4 quarterlies. Your poor sister, 89. We know that. Bragging rights. Malibu Stacy's blew out, gentlemen, 4 quarters. Let's just rub salt in Terry's wound. 87 points. Bad beat. Here we go. Touchdown could have made all the difference as Log Jammin lost to Wingler by an agonizing 1.52. Ouch. Here's my lucky break. I only finished 3-8 in all play, but I got away with the win. Not so lucky. Exactly the opposite. Nick's pick had an 8-3 all play, but ended up taking the loss. Sharpshooter, Dallas Hurts, as you mentioned, I think, has everything nailed, 100% accuracy. Defense win championships, you darn right. Colts defense. Larry Sellers' homework focused on all three phases with a huge 19 points from my Colts D. Waiver wire gem.
You're all over this thing.
It's not my fault. This is all generated. They don't just. This is just the way it goes.
I understand.
Waiver wire gem. I love it. Ezekiel Elliott. They scooped up and they performed better than they expected. So that was pretty cool. Let's move on to the waiver wire, where you were all over the waiver wire, putting my things to shame. You jerk with Ty Chandler. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
0.0. You still would have got beat by Log Jam and Cooper.
I know. Who thought I was the only one bidding against? He obviously thought it was just going to be me and Todd bidding on Ty Chandler, or else he would have actually put in some real money.
And I got Royce Freeman.
Yeah, you jerk. I tried to get Royce Freeman. Gone. $17. I'm all jerk. Looks like there was a real.
What happens when you got more than 0 in your account?
Believe me,
Look at all these zeros the rest of the way.
That lesson has been learned. Look at the battle for Jakey Ferguson in Dallas. 1, 2, 3, 4, all going for him. $9 wins it. The Dolphins, a 2-horse race. Again, I wanted him. Nope. Went to Vlog Jamming for $3. Commanders, looks like Mark Sanchez Juggernauts beat me out of that with $5, so I lost out on that one. But good job for those who got picked up. And obviously, you're bidding correctly. There weren't, other than the log jamming to Camp Krusty bid in the Ty Chandler, and there wasn't too much disparity in the stretches.
I overpaid quite a bit.
Yeah, you could have bid $4 in one, but you didn't know that. You thought, I mean, he's the hype guy. Madison's injured, so somebody else could have gone after him. Yeah, 27 isn't out of control, so that's a decent bid. I like that. Let's move on. And I included this now because you mentioned it. Divisional matchups. We're going to do this every week as we race to the end. Here's our first divisional matchup, and there's already has some impact from last night. You start breaking it down. I'll get the scores from last night so we can update it in real time.
Like I said, I have the tall order going up against Cat's juggernaut, that is Dallas Hurts, scoring 196, 197 last week, if you want to round up to my paltry 100 points. We shall see what's going on. They like my lineup, though, because they're projecting this to be a close game. The line right now is 3.1, and you'll notice I've got some changes in there. So one thing, I've got new blood coming into the team.
Ty Chandler and Kyler Murray.
Right onto the field.
Yes.
Gotta love that with Ty Chandler. Kyler Murray is in the lineup for the first time.
That's
going to be interesting. And just like your Lamar Jackson, which Lamar Jackson shows up. I got the same thing with Derrick Henry. Which Derrick Henry is going to show up? We shall see. But this is going to be a close one. You said you might have an update from the game last night.
I do. Let me give you some real-time numbers. So you can see over there Joey Burrow predicted to go, projected 21, average 18. Unfortunately, did you watch the game last night or no?
No.
Okay, so early in the game, first of all, early in the game, Lamar goes down. He goes in, gets something checked, still comes back out to play. I'm thinking, okay, he may be, who knows when he's going to be out next. Then, right before halftime, Joey Burrow walks off after a play. It might have been even a touchdown, maybe it was a third down, but all of a sudden, he's holding his arm and his wrist, and he is mad. He tried to throw a football.
He
tried to throw a football, and he just couldn't get, it literally fell like 2 feet in front of him, and he was like, ah! And I'm like, oh, crap. So he goes into the locker room, does not come back, finishes with 10.74. So that's a huge boon for points your ways, right? So she's going to only get 10.74 from Joey Burrow. She also got 14 from the Ravens defense. They were projected for 10, so they overperformed. They did get 14 points, but right now the win probability is shifted slightly in your direction, 51% to 49%.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Absolutely. You have more than a chance. I mean, think about it. Burrow can possibly get 30, 40, or beyond or whatever. So for him to get 10, not saying it's an outright, that's going to make you win, but that's a nice step in the right direction. And feel bad for both Joe Burrow, the Bengals, and certainly Dallas Hurts. But hey, you play them as they lay, and you got some good cards right now.
The one thing I'll say in closing is I'm looking at my starting lineup here. I have no business being in first in my division.
That's what I was trying to tell you last week. You didn't like it.
Are terrible.
Down. Fontina, down. Sorry, dog's getting crazy.
Next one.
Yeah, so next one. Okay, next matchup we have is Wing Leader 13 versus New Shit Has Come to Light. Joe, you got to update that. We need a new name from you, sir.
Yes, it's been a couple of weeks. Maybe it's like a
he doesn't want to jinx it? I hope not. I hope he changes it.
Right here is 13. Joe, man, trending in the right direction. Like I said, at the right time. They like your team. They're thinking you're going to get about 135. Might not be enough, though. Sam leading the entire division with her 7-3 record. Looking at, I see what you got highlighted here. Look at all the single-digit third place,
insane,
ninth
dude.
place, sixth place.
When you have half your team that's in the top 10, you're pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah. So we shall see. A couple of question marks, literally, on Sam's team. Barkley, Keenan Allen, and Puka Nuka all with Q's by their name. Do you know anything about that?
Not so much about Puka. I know Keenan Allen was dinged up, even though he had that huge game. Hopefully he'll be able to play, and Saquon the same thing. I haven't really kept track of that. I know that Puka, if Matthew Stafford plays, which he's slated to do, that's going to boost up Puka, Cooper Kupp, and any other Ram that you have on board. But that's a question mark, right? Is will Matthew Stafford play? Because if he doesn't, then Puka, he might not even get his average, or he's not even projected. So anyway.
What about Joe Mixon? Do you have an update on him?
I do. Are you ready for the updates? Okay, so here's the update. So updates as of last night. Odell Beckham Jr. ODB. He's not on here, but she started him. So that she must have slid him in when I wasn't looking.
Okay.
He came in with 17.6, 4 receptions for 116 yards. Big night for him. Definitely outperformed that. So he's starting off well. On the other side for Joseph, Joe Mixon, what's he scheduled for? Projected 13? Nah. Call it 21, baby. He had a huge night. 69 yards rushing and a receiving touchdown. So the win probability now is shifted. It's not shifted. It's still in wing leader 13s, but it's only 52 to 48%. So maybe it'll be closer than we thought.
Nice. Gonna be good.
Moving on. Uncle Todd versus Logjam. And this is father versus son. Vader versus Luke.
Luke versus Anakin. I love it. Yeah, exactly. This is a good one. Massive line, though, at 30 points. Projected difference between these two. Really liking Jay's team. Log jamming with Bunny Lebowski. Let's see here. What are they? Oh, gosh, look at Jay's averages. All double digits. You've got to love that. Going up against Todd, got a few things highlighted here. Why do you have Pacheco highlighted?
Okay, I have Pacheco because that, I believe, is a Sunday night game, and Philly and KC are both playing at the top level of the league right now. So those two Titans will clash. How will that impact it? Who knows? But they both have good defenses. It could skew those numbers all to hell because they're not playing just normal teams. They're playing the two top teams, basically. Two of the. Well, let's say. Two top teams. I'm calling it two top teams. I know the Niners are out there, and I know Dallas is still out there, but those are two teams that are playing at the high level, so that'll impact it. Same thing with, again, that's why I did Keaton Mitchell. I'll have an update for that coming up. But Jordan Addison going against now a resurgent Denver defense. Will that impact Jordan Addison? And I said the same thing for Jamar Chase going against Baltimore. That's a division rivalry. And I love the fact that Jason's doing the two-punch, Najee and Jalen Waddle, I take it back. I shouldn't have highlighted that. I read Jalen and thought that was Jalen Warren. Whoops! Disregard that. Okay,
I like Waddle though.
Let's go with the real. Are you ready for the real-time update here? Are we ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay, so Uncle Todd starting Keaton Mitchell, who had a huge couple of weeks, or at least a better couple of weeks than this week. He had some plays last night, but didn't quite generate the fire they did last time. Only 5.1. So he's coming in under. That's not too good. Okay. On the plus side for Todd, though, Jamar Chase, arguably one of the best receivers out there, right? Once his man was knocked out, Mr. Joey Burrow, he only tipped in for 9.2. So again, he was projected 22, under 10.
Okay.
So right now the probability now stands still tilted towards log jamming, but it's now 57 to 43.
Oh, okay. So not bad.
So again, we're still fighting in this one. Let's move on to another divisional matchup.
Divisional matchup. Exciting. I hate the effing Eagles going up against the gentleman four quarterlies, who is looking to bounce back after last week. Two very strong teams. Let's see. The line is 6.5. They like Terry by a little bit. 130.5. She's got Josh Allen going up against New York Jets, the number one quarterback going against not a great team. That'll be interesting.
But they do have a decent defense. That's why I put it there. And they're division rivals. Go ahead.
No, I can tell because their projections for both him and Diggs are less than their averages.
Depressed, right.
So that will be interesting. On the other side, you've got Jalen Hurts, who might be Hurts, with a question mark next to his name, and Hopkinson coming off of a huge week last week. Lots of red ink over there on Greg's team. We got Q's next to Hurts, Devontae, TJ Hawkinson. and Deonta Foreman. So Deontay and Deonta.
I know, right?
Right? Okay, I got it.
All right, so let me give you a real-time update on this one, okay?
Okay, let's get it.
Last night, Gentlemen Four Quarterlies got 2 scores in. One would be from Tyler Boyd, who last week literally missed a touchdown catch. I mean, it was easiest catch and he dropped it. But last night, he didn't drop a touchdown catch, but he didn't catch much. Only 3 for 22 with a 5.2. And Evan McPherson, her kicker for the Bengals, outkicked his coverage there with 9.6. So she's starting out with 14.8. It's now tilting slightly in her favor as it was before. And it says, let's see, it says 54% Terry, 46% Greg.
Okay.
Moving on.
Well,
another divisional matchup.
Another divisional. I gotta love this.
Oh,
hey,
Lord.
and it's you, Larry Sellers' homework, going up against Nick's picks. Again, another game with playoff implications. Let's look at yours. Which Lamar Jackson shows up? He's still in there? You're still riding him along. We've got A-Chain. What do you know that we don't know? Is he coming off IR?
That's why they gave him points. I don't know why they're still calling him IR. He practiced this week, so I'm sure they'll remove that designation. I'm really hoping he plays.
12.9?
Well, again, I think they're trying to work him back in slowly. That's what they're thinking, and so they're not saying that he's going to go crazy. I'm hoping he gets that 28.2 average, but we will see.
Okay, you've got 2 question marks here for Lockett and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that. And 2, you gotta love this, 2 tight ends in the starting lineup. Looks like my team.
Well, it's because I'm sick of Calvin Ridley and his stupid no points. I'm sure this is the week he'll go off and get 20, but I got to put him on the bench and I got to start Kincaid. He's had 3 weeks scoring like 14 or above every week. I got to put him in because he'll get me more than Dum Ridley, or at least I'm hoping he would. On the other side, got some tough matchups there. I wonder how the split's going to go between Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane if he does show. And does Dallas beat the crap out of Tampa Bay? I don't know. We'll see how Mahomes does against Philly. But let me give you a real-time update because we have numbers from last night. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Lamar Jackson, thank God, he outperformed even though he was injured here and there and didn't look like himself. 27.96, so that's great.
There you go.
Finally getting back. But just to go slap it right in my face, Gus Bus gets 21. Son of a gun, Nick's pick. That's not good. Then add this to it.
It's still a battle.
Right,
They did
hold
like
on.
you back when you ran this by 13.5 points or so.
I know. Hold on. We're not done. Then you
okay, sorry.
You got Big Mark Andrews, right? Doing awesome, right? He's the best tight end. One of the best tight ends right there. One of Lamar's favorite things. Ouch. Gets pushed out of the game with an ankle injury. He is out for the season. He only scores 4.3. So he is down a few.
And Tucker.
Justin Tucker. America hates Justin Tucker. Of course, he outkicked his coverage with 11.2, so boo. But right now, it's still got me at 57 and Nick at 43. We will see how that goes. But like you said, divisional matchup and another divisional matchup.
Oh my gosh, it's all over the place. So, Malibu Stacy's, and these 2 are tied for second place. So this is going to be interesting. We've got Malibu Stacy's going up against Mark Sanchez Juggernaut. So Kev going against my wife. They like Kev to the tune of about 10 points. Looking at these matchups here, they like Brock Purdy. Nobody really scheduled to go completely insane. This might be a close one, actually.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. Again, I know Brock Purdy's had pretty good numbers, no pun intended, and Austin Eckler, although he's projected for 21 and his average is pretty high, he's had some down weeks, so we'll see what Austin Eckler we get, like you said. And Justin Fields just coming back. How's he going to play against Detroit? Do we get a good Justin Fields or a bad one? Yeah, she's putting all the chips in with him, and she's still riding Jahmyr Gibbs and Javonte Williams. She's moved them into the top spots.
They've been playing
well,
yeah.
And you know what?
She loves Kittle.
Yeah, let me see.
So we shall see.
Let me just see.
And Jacoby Myers, they must think a lot of Miami there. He's normally scores pretty well.
Yeah, you're right, because Jacoby Myers has been a pretty good target. He had a down week last week, but we'll see if he bounces back this week. You can look at his average. He's scoring 14 points on the average, so that's pretty good. Let me give you the real-time update. There's only one for this game. It was only Zay Flowers that played for Mark Sanchez or Clemens' team. He what was he scheduled for? He was scheduled for a projected 12. Sorry, he only got 8. So, again, a little more towards your wifey, although they're still liking him. They're still calling him 52% to 48 against Dawn. Let's move on to the next one, and I think that's it. Hey, we covered that pretty quick. Let me go down here and go boom, and then let me go stop share, And let's make us the biggest ones in the room. Padoom. Cool. Remaining meeting time, 4 minutes. Okay, we're in good shape. So we did that well. So again, good updates from last night. Lots of divisional matchups. Things could shift as we go along. There could be people moving up and down on the chain. And it should be another exciting weekend of football. I'm looking forward to it. I feel bad for Joe Burrow. I mean, and of course, classy Ravens fan. What are they chanting while they're the game's over, right? Ravens have won. All these Ravens fans are down there, and while there's the after game thing, I think it was who's the guy from San Francisco? Anyway, some DB's talking about the game, blah blah, and the game's coming up, and what do you hear in the background chanting? Fuck Joe Burrow. Fuck Joe. I'm like, the guy's injured and out for the year, and this is what you're screaming? I'm like, way to go, Baltimore. Way to have a good shine on that city there. So, anyway, maybe the wire was right. Just white phosphorus against the whole city and start over. So anyway, what a crazy week. Looking forward to it. Any matchups or people you're looking forward to or games you're looking forward to, or will you even watch anything? I know you're not in the red zone, but do you have any games you watch?
I am excited by all of the divisional matchup this week, mainly because all the divisions are so tight. Yeah. And every single game is likely going to have an implication of some kind. So I am very much looking forward to those. Not looking forward to my beating, which is probably going to happen.
We're coming down to it. Yeah, no, I think you're right. The divisional matchups will be the most fun to watch, and we're coming down to the last few weeks. It's a race to the end, and all you have to do is secure that second spot, but nobody can secure it yet or has locked it down to say, I'm good, I can relax until playoffs. It's like, nope, it is fighting until the end. So it'll be interesting to see how it all ends up once we get to the end of the regular season, and was it still this tight? Did it come down to one game or another? And God forbid if we tie. Imagine what happens with that nonsense. So can't wait to see the outcome of this weekend. Good luck. Everybody set your rosters if you haven't. And for Kevin Heath, this is Matt Dickey saying, oh, hey, Thanksgiving's next week. You got big plans for that? Anybody coming?
Gobble.
What's Harry Potter cooking up? Is he having ham, or is Harry a ham or a turkey guy? Or a vegan?
He's from England. Do they celebrate Thanksgiving?
Probably not. They didn't have the settlers that we did, I think. But
that's right. So he's...
so he just has nothing.
I hope you muggles all get sick.
Thanks.
Now I sound like the house elf. What's his name?
Dobby, the house elf. That's for you, Clemens. I can wait to see the text. Who the F is Dobby? All right, everybody, have a good week. Enjoy your turkey next week. We'll be coming to you live. Again, next week it'll be easier to film because you'll be off for sure, and I'll probably be off. Har, har, har. Anyway, so have a good one. And Kev, take us home.
BONESTORM, you will.
Burke. We'll talk soon, buddy. All right, how do I stop this?